Kabul, 1960s, modern streets, functioning traffic, universities with female students walking freely carrying books. People called it the Paris of Central Asia. This was Afghanistan before the world decided to use it. Look at Kabul in 2021. Same city, same streets. Taliban fighters patrolling the ruins. 60 years of destruction separating two images of the same place. What happened between these two pictures cost too. $1 and America's own government documented every failure. Before the destruction, Afghanistan had a king. King Zahir Shah was a genius diplomat. He took development money from the Soviet Union. He took development money from America. Both superpowers competed to build his country. Roads, dams, universities, hospitals. Afghanistan was growing. It was modernizing. It was finding its own path. Then the Cold War decided it had other plans for this country. Washington, D.C. American officials gathered around a map of Central Asia. They saw one thing. Afghanistan sits between Soviet territory and the warm water ports of the Indian Ocean. They made a decision that would destroy a country for generations. CIA Operation Cyclone began. Billions of dollars flowed through Pakistan's intelligence service into Afghanistan. The goal was simple: use Afghanistan to bleed the Soviet Union. The CIA funded religious schools across the region. They deliberately built extremist infrastructure to produce fighters willing to die. Stajimi seeded, money, training, all of it poured into Afghanistan to fight communism. American officials later admitted it openly. They called it a strategic miscalculation. The Afghan people called it the beginning of their destruction. The Soviets left. America celebrated. Then America left too. No reconstruction, no support, no plan. Afghanistan collapsed immediately into civil war. The warlord America had funded began fighting each other. The beautiful Kabul of the 1960s was reduced to rubble by the 1990s. From that rubble, the Taliban emerged, direct products of the infrastructure America built during Operation Cyclone. September 11th changed everything. America entered Afghanistan for the second time, this time with the full force of the world's most powerful military. The budget was unlimited. The duration was supposed to be short. What actually happened was 20 years and two. Brown University's costs of war project documented every dollar. Their researchers spent years compiling official congressional records, Pentagon budgets, and government reports. The number they confirmed, $3 trillion. For perspective, the entire Marshall Plan that rebuilt Europe after World War II cost $175 billion. America spent enough money in Afghanistan to rebuild it 13 times over. So where did the money go? America's own Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, SIGAR, investigated. Their findings became one of the most damning official documents in American government history. 60 to 70% of Afghanistan spending never reached Afghan people. It circulated entirely within the American contractor system. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, defense contractor stocks grew through 2 decades of war. SIGAR investigators documented what the reconstruction money actually built. Ghost schools, buildings constructed, payments received, no students, no teachers, empty walls, roads to nowhere, highways built into empty desert with no connection to any town. Power plants abandoned immediately after construction because Afghanistan could not afford the fuel to run them. America's own Inspector General wrote all of this down in official government reports that almost nobody read. $88 billion was spent training the Afghan security forces. This was supposed to be the foundation of Afghanistan's future. When the Taliban returned in August 2021, that entire security force collapsed in days, not weeks, days. The Taliban walked into Kabul almost without resistance. Then came the withdrawal. America left behind $7 billion worth of military equipment. Black Hawk helicopters, armored vehicles, night vision devices, weapons systems, all that left on Afghan soil. Taliban fighters climbed into American armored vehicles and photographed themselves with American equipment. And the same defense contractors immediately received new orders to replace everything left behind. The system renewed itself automatically. In 1961, President Eisenhower gave his farewell speech. He was a 5-star general who'd spent his life inside the American military. He warned his country about the military-industrial complex. He said the combination of a permanent military establishment and a large arms industry was a new force in American life with enormous influence. He said the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. Afghanistan documented everything he feared. 60 years after his warning, officially, on government record, the Afghan people paid the highest price. Brown University documented more than 66,000 Afghan civilians killed during the war years. Millions more displaced. Families scattered across Europe and America as refugees. Afghan women who attended university in the 1960s watched their granddaughters banned from education in 2024. The same university gates that welcomed female students in 1965 now have Taliban guards blocking their entry. $2. $3 trillion. 20 years. Official sources documented the waste. SIGAR reports fill an entire wall of an official government building. Complete documentation of ghost schools, abandoned infrastructure, contractor profits, and policy failures. Largely unread, largely unacted upon. The same documented patterns appeared in Vietnam, then Iraq, then Afghanistan. 3 different countries, 3 different decades. The same official findings each time. This story is not opinion. Brown University documented it. SIGAR documented it. Congressional testimony documented it. America's own records tell this story. The only question official sources cannot answer is whether the lessons will ever be learned. If this story should be known, like this video right now. Subscribe for documented history that official sources confirm. Comment. 1. If the SIGAR finding shocked you. 2. If Eisenhower's warning hit different now. 3. If Afghan people deserve better. Share this everywhere, because official records exist to be read.